Hello, this is Paula Pascual, and I'm introducing today the Treasure Book, which is one of the die sets of Paula Creates for Lisa Horton Crafts. Now, what I'm really excited about, I always have enjoyed making little books with minimal glue, and this one is one of those ones. Now, with this die set, you are getting the cover, you're getting the pages, the stopper, the spine, as well as the book plates, as well as a decoration for the front there as well. And if you're wondering what that die is, it's a little die to create a little pockets if you wanted to. Right, let me show you the packaging. On the back you have got a clear instructions, so ready to go. Off the bat you will have them here, but I'm going to show you how to use them. So let me see, put them aside. Now, what you need to begin with is, of course, to create the cover and then the pages there. First of all, you can see that I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6, the collaboration between Lisa Horton Crafts and Spellbinders, and you can see straight away that the dies will fit beautifully through it. It is an A5 or 6 inches wide machine, so that gives you a reference of the sort of machines these dies will work through. Here I've got them, and there you can see there I have the cover. Now for the cover you want to use something that is at least 250 GSM. You can go a little bit thinner if you wanted to, and definitely you can go a lot thicker. I have used up to 300 GSM and it works very well. Just gently fold along the lines, and there is the front will have that deboss a kind of a square, kind of that gives you a little bit more of a frontal page, but you don't have to use it, you can use the other side. Now for the pages I'm using, actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut two at the same time. It is 160 GSM, and you can see it fits nicely. This is an A5, so that's less than 5 and 3/4 maybe, and that will go through both layers. So let me bring my die cutting machine. And there I have this. Now I'm going to die cut the spine, and I tend to die cut two at the same time, because then that means that the top one is going to be a little bit more marked, especially for the first one. Again, to show how you kind of fold it, it's almost like a W with a little underneath underscore. So I tend to go first downwards, then upwards, then the plateau, then mountain, plateau in here, mountain, and then underneath it like a cave almost. So you should have something that resembles something like this, right? That is the spine, how it should be done. And remember, you have got an image here as well. And then what you do here, what I tend to like to do is I go with the shorter one, go in, and then go with the longer one, right? And now here you can put a little bit of glue to make it stronger if you wanted to on that side here. Not much, just a little bit. And then this one goes in, it goes. And take your time and then pull back like this. Now this is the trickiest bit of the whole construction, but once you do it, then you should have it nice and secure in here, right? There we go. And then inside that creates it, so that stops it from coming off even if you don't use any glue. Now the pages, very simply, and I'm going to just put one so you can see it. You would put here one with that aperture that goes in here, and then the stopper die, which is this one. So the stopper, yeah, so it has got different thicknesses. Now that is because if you have got lots of pages, that becomes thinner, so therefore you need this thinner ones. If you have got fewer pages, you want to have the thicker ones. That's how they work. So for instance, in this case with one, that works here, and then I would go the same for this next one. I like to start in the center and then keep going on the sides. You can do different colors. This is great to use with little scraps of cards. You could, if you wanted, fold them over and so on and so forth. This is how simple it is. And of course, then you have the actual book plate die, which you can then use it for there. So I'm going to show you how to in a second. To begin with, I'm gonna just cut around or use a scrap piece of card of that metallic card, secured with low-tack tape. And in the set you also have this die, which will match beautifully the inside. Now there are downloads and there is plenty of them, and these ones are some of the ones that I have done. So you could put, for instance, put here, I'm gonna go for maybe, I'm gonna go for do not forget, because I always forgetting things, and this could be a booklet of don't forget important dates. I'm gonna run those ones through my die cutting machine, and here they are. Now these ones come out of the die just by pressing on the sides, and then we have the do not forget. Now that has got a lovely deboss as well. Now this is one of those ones that is kind of a little bit I would say delicate, because of course we are talking about a smaller die, so you want to take your time, and definitely becomes easier as you go along. Now if you don't want to use any glue for the whole system, you don't have to, but I do recommend to use a little bit of glue, but just to make it a little bit stronger. But that's how it would go, like so. Fold those ones in, and I definitely glue that, but just gonna show you that you don't need to. And then you go in like that, and then you go out like this. So that's how you don't need any glue, but I recommend to put a little bit glue on the tabs in there, and leave it a little bit open, so you are like not glued to the base, so then you have got a little bit of a handle element. And this is how I created all of these ones. Now this could be for memories, this could be for pictures, it could be for all sorts of projects. And the best thing, of course, everything coordinates. So if I, for instance, in my case, I wanted to use the sleeve to create a little present, that kind of works perfectly like this. And then I can hold it by the handle label in there as well. So this is, of course, the treasure book. Don't forget to check out other Paula Creates die sets, including the book panels, which correspond perfectly with this bundle. And of course, you will mean that you can create different elements into it, as well as, of course, having decorations for the front. Thank you so much, and check out the other Paula Creates die sets.